Firstly, how's the squad doing, mate? After obviously after last week, and I think there's the illness around the camp was there.
Yeah, just like anywhere else, you got to get over the last game and get ready for this game, especially the occasion of the week, especially Challenge Cup. So no, everyone's ready to go.
Does the preparation change at all ahead of a Challenge Cup game? Does it sort of feel any different to the Super League game?
Yeah, I think the balls are different. That's about it. Everything else still the same. Still playing rugby league, so no, nothing changes.
And I guess sort of are people, excited about entering the competition? Obviously, a tough trip to Hull KR first up, though. Is that sort of the focus?
Yeah, anytime you play Hull, it's a big game, but going over there, it's a different beast. The crowd's always louder over there than probably any other team you play. So that's something uh, we'll manage that as the game goes on, and we'll do what we need to do and do our speaking on the field.
And how do you manage that? You mentioned sort of managing the situation. How do you do that? Is it something you're talking about during the week? Is it something that's mentioned on the day?
Yeah, it's just hold the ball, last tackle, kick, tackle, then let them score. Same as always.
And you make it sound so simple.
It's a simple game. Remember, it's still a sport. Have fun. It's a game.
I mean, and that's a really, I guess, important message, isn't it? Particularly after sort of the way that you lost against Wigan, I suppose, to keep things in perspective as to how good your start to the season's been overall.
Yeah, for ourselves, we're harsh critics on ourselves, and um, last week it went both ways, but obviously it's an 80-minute game, not a 75-minute game. So Wigan played better in the last 5 minutes, and they deserve the win.
And I suppose, sort of personal to you, what does this competition mean to yourself personally? How much he plays?
Yeah, for foreign boys, especially being a part of the Challenge Cup, you sort of learn what it means to the people, the local people, that what it is to be playing in the competition and making a final and all that sort of stuff. But the longer you're here, the more special it is. You obviously see other teams making finals and whatnot, and you always want to be in those big games. And hearing the history about the Challenge Cup and what it means to obviously each club's fans, it's massive, and obviously you want to lift that trophy, and just obviously a competition within the competition. So it's something that's special, and if you get that far, it's something, obviously, like most things you win, something you'll never forget.
And just on one of the players who's impressed for you guys this season as well in Marc Sneyd. How's kind of he after the Wigan game? Yeah, he's around the show for sort of 75 minutes of it really, and he deals with pressure so well.
No, Sneady's been great. He was great the whole game. That you can't say that he lost us the game from one kick. So no, I think, like you said, he's been in form, and he's one of our best players at the moment, and rightfully so. He's receiving those awards after each game as well for the whole Super League. So no, he's been awesome for us.
What is it about him? Mentioned before from, I think it was Kurt Haggerty, speaking about how he's just ice cool under pressure.
Yeah, he's the Iceman. He's old school. He knows how to deal with pressure. He knows how to deal with uh, most situations. He's been in all those situations. He's been in a lot of big games, so he's had to deal with a lot in his career. So there's probably nothing that he hasn't gone through, whether it was good or bad. He's been through it all. So he's probably experience teaches you a lot, and it shows when you play.
Great, thank you very much, mate. Good luck tomorrow night.
Yes, thank you.
Drew, you can go next, bud. Hi, Krisnan. Hope you well.
Hey mate, how are
Very well, thank you. Just we're 5 rounds in. Salford have won 3 out of the 5, and the losses have been pretty narrow losses as well. How would you kind of assess your start to the campaign?
you? I think no one expected us to be where we are, which is standard for us and what we see other people, how they see us. For us, we expect a lot from our players, and they know that. They train real hard. They've trained real hard, sorry, during the whole off season and preseason. So for them to get those results is a credit to them and their hard work.
Good stuff. And Ollie Partington and Cade and Joe Miller even come back into the squad this week. How much of a boost will they add this weekend?
Yeah, and any player coming back from injuries is always good for us. We haven't got the longest list to choose from, obviously, but for those boys especially, they're good players, and they'll only add value to what we present game day. So yeah.
How has Joe been in his recovery? Because obviously he arrived at the club in the off season, and then I think he did he pick up that injury whilst he was at Salford in training, and he's obviously progressed into the team this weekend.
Yeah, that's all it was. He had nothing to do with his prep or anything else. It was just one of those training game day type injuries that you can't prevent. He trains hard every week, and if you know Joe, he trains like he plays. So it was just one of those freak accidents.
And you played a key role, I believe, in bringing David Nofoaluma over to the club. Have you been showing him the sights of Salford and Manchester over the last month or so?
He's probably been in Manchester more than I have. I've been here for 6 years. So Nos is good. He does his own thing, and he's a professional, and he does what single men do. So that's far from me.
Can I just ask you about your relationship with David and kind of how you first met and stuff? I guess it was obviously over in the NRL and stuff like that. Can you just go into your kind of background with him?
Yeah, North's obviously played against him a few years before. He was my roommate in the Tour Samoa camp 2014. So it only takes one camp, and you're friends for life with most of the boys, especially Samoan camp. So that was a relationship that we kept, and we always stayed in touch, like I do with a lot of boys back home, still to this day. So no, it was just a friendly chat pretty much, and one thing led into after another, and then here we are. He's here.
Yeah, it seemed to come around pretty quickly, that move, didn't it? Was it just a case of you picking up the phone saying, David, we need a winger, do you fancy it?
Yeah, it wasn't as simple as that. Obviously, he had a lot that was on his plate over there at the time, and he had a few things to deal with, and we were obviously down to one quota spot left. So we still had a lot of work on our side to try and find the right person that we needed at that time, and to fit our puzzle and our team, and how we work. So as easy as it sounded that I just picked up the phone, wasn't as easy as that. We still had to do our homework as coaches and see who slotted those big shoes that obviously Ken left behind. So yeah.
Yeah, no, how do you think he got on in his debut last week? Obviously, it was his first game for quite a while, and I think did he have a little bit of an illness or something a couple of weeks previous to his debut?
Yeah, he got the welcome to UK sickness, your standard coughs and colds and all that type of stuff. He was bedridden for a week, so he's got over that. He's passed the test, so now he can live here for as long as he wants.
Good stuff. And just on to Hull KR now. Obviously, you played him a couple of weeks ago. What are you kind of expecting from this weekend's game?
A whole new team, both sides. Like I said, Challenge Cup's a different thing. You always lift, and you've only got one chance. So It doesn't matter if it was last week or yesterday. You're going to face another team, especially in this competition. So we're expecting their best as we're expecting the best from our boys.
Good stuff, Krisnan. All the best this weekend. I'll pass you on.
Oh, mate.
Go, Rob.
Right, Krisnan, you okay?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, good, good. What positives did you take from the Wigan defeat last week?
That everyone walked off the field. We're happy that we got all those boys ready to play again this week.
Good. Obviously, what are your earliest Challenge Cup memories growing up?
Probably I think it was my first one. I played Hull KO away for Catalan, and that's when I sort of, obviously living in France is a lot different to living in the UK, the build up and sort of what it means to the people. It's a lot different being in France than it is here. So the build up, I think build up to every game is a grand final, because obviously you've only got one chance. There's no second chance in Challenge Cup. So that's my main one.
Yeah, you played for Salford in the COVID Cup final. What were the best memories of that cup run for you?
I think the team that we had, obviously it was a hard one. It was a hard one because it was the COVID year. So you build your way into trying to get to Wembley, and then you go to Wembley and you're playing in front of the cleaners. So
yeah, I suppose it was a bit different, wasn't it? Obviously, the fans not being there. Do you think that kind of, you lost the sort of bit of the experience of a big crowd, in, playing in such a big game?
Yeah,
people not being there.
Definitely, that's one thing you expect from a final, especially at Wembley. You train your bum off and you strive to get to that final, especially to play at that stadium in front of that big crowd. And we obviously missed out on that part. And yeah.
Hopefully this time we can do it.
Yeah, let's see how we go. See, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got some players back in the squad, which is good. Is that a relief for you, or is that obviously a difficult situation now? A selection headache coming up.
Yeah, selection headache, of course. We've got a lot of boys who've been playing well this season, especially the last few weeks, and some of those injured players weren't a part of those games. So for those important players coming in to a team that's played important games and playing as well as they did, it's selection headache.
Yeah, you set yourselves targets in pre-season. It was a good cup run, one of them.
A good what? Sorry, what was that last
cup run?
Yeah, look, no matter what team you go to, your two main goals is to win a trophy. So, and that's definitely one of them. So there's no difference here.
Yeah, final one from me. Where do you think the game we won and lost on Friday night?
Funny thing is, I got asked this last week, and it's same answer. It's on the scoreboard. So we'll see who wins.
Brilliant. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck.
Mate.